Yes, we are back. My next guest tonight is a two-time Olympic medal winner and the most successful American skier of all time. That's right, he's also the current World Cup champion for the second time. It's pretty amazing. Please welcome Bode Miller. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, very cool to have you on. We have a lot to talk about. First of all, after the '06 Olympics, you went out on your own. Why did you do that?
I've tried both. I won the first one as part of the U.S. ski team, and then the second one I sort of veered off a bit. It was natural. I'm old and I don't play well with others, kind of. So I just it was just the normal thing to do. I've kind of always wanted to try it, and it just, it made sense at the time. They weren't going to pay for me anymore.
They cut off your funding.
Yeah, which to me seemed a little bit crazy, but it was apparently.
So they wanted you on the U.S. ski team, but they said, we're not going to fund you in any way.
Yeah.
Wow. And so your attitude was, okay, I'll just go do this by myself.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wanted to do it anyway on my own. I think it was good. I was psyched about it. I was bummed that they wanted me to pay for myself, but at the same time, I'd been buying my own beer for years, so I was.
Well, it hasn't hurt you, certainly, and you've always had your own style and your own attitude. Some people, they win an award and they just put it, in a case, and they shine lights on it, and they don't let anybody touch it. You have not taken the best care of some of your awards. I read that you used a gold medal to fix a toilet. Is that true?
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you do it? First of all, it sounds like MacGyver. How do you use a gold medal to fix a toilet?
It's not as complex as it might sound, but it did work really well, and it was the only thing we could figure out that really worked. We taped it to the back of the toilet and kind of flopped it over to hold the seat up. So, like,
the seat would
fall down all the time.
Right.
And it was, we could tape the seat up, but then the tape would wear out and it would fall down at the wrong time when, bad stuff could happen then. And this worked out really well, and it was there for a year, and then I took it off. And
yeah, when you looked at the manual and it said, if preferable to use a gold medal. Yeah. You have created, and you do things your own way. You created your own training regimen. It's a little unusual. We actually have a photograph here of you pushing what looks like a steamroller. Well, you're not pushing it there. You're having a small heart attack.
Right,
but using this a steamroller, where did you come up with that idea?
It's just one of those things that works itself out. I'm up in New Hampshire trying to figure out how to get myself fit, and you use what's at hand. It's kind of the same story as the medal thing. It's just resourcefulness, I guess. I was pushing it by accident, and then I realized that it was really hard, and then I went from there.
You know what's so great? I would never push something like that by accident. I just happened to be pushing this really heavy thing. One of the things that, many things fascinate me about professional sports, because it's so alien to me, but in ski racing, the difference between first and second, or medaling and not medaling, isn't just a second or 2 seconds. It's a small fraction of a second. I don't think people realize that pretty much you can lose by a millisecond in downhill ski racing, to the point where you've skied virtually the same race as someone else. Does that, how do you feel about that?
Well, it makes it, a little bit tough when you lose, obviously, but that medal that I used to fix the toilet, I won in St. Moritz. It was a world championship gold medal, and I was 1/100th ahead. No, I was 300ths ahead of second place and 400ths ahead of third place. So
400ths of a second.
Ahead of third place. So 700 slower, and I was off the podium entirely. And 700ths is, if you guys have tried to do it on a stopwatch or something, it's crazy fast. And my teammate was third. He was 400ths behind me, and everyone was like, "Oh, tough race out there. Great job, Bode, you're world champion." It was like a gust of wind. The wrong person exhaled at the wrong time as he went by, and that was all it took.
And it's the difference between victory and you suck.
Exactly.
I appreciate you saying that. I didn't want to lose, but I worked hard just as much as you. So that close.
I think in reading interviews you've done, and you've clearly.
The funny guy over here.
He's going to be punished. No, he's going to be punished.
The way he said that was definitely like, he really said, I'm going to fight this guy over here.
Yeah.
We'll get you out on the ski hill.
He's gonna steamroller over you. He brought it with him. You're still inspired, which I think is cool. The underdog stories at the Olympics inspire you more than this concept of who wins, who loses, or who's first, who's second. Is that true?
I just feel like, I gave an example before about that. I don't know if you guys watched a couple Summer Olympics ago, the Brazilian swimmer who swam the 50-meter. It was like a 50-meter freestyle or whatever, and it took him like 5 minutes, and it was crazy. He didn't know how to swim at all, and he hucked himself in the pool, and it was like, you couldn't believe the struggle he was going through just to make it out. And all the other swimmers who were around were all there watching and cheering on. It was like, it almost came across like it was some kind of joke, but it was, by the time you finished, everyone was like, there were people in the crowd, crying. It was amazing. And he just that was like the Olympic struggle. That's what it's sort of about.
It was the fact that he even went to the Olympics and attempted this.
That was his entire goal, was to go there and to put himself in the water and to race his race. He knew he was obviously going to be 5 minutes behind her, but he didn't know how to swim. But I think there's something to be said for that message, even though it's a little muggled up in there. But.
Yeah, it's an interesting message. There's a good part to it, and then there's a part of kids. If you don't know how to swim, just get in there and go. Yeah.
Swim for it.
Now, there's a lot of speculation about the Olympics, the next Olympics, and people wondering, would you ski for the United States again? Is that something that you would consider doing?
Yeah, I'm considering it all the time. I mean, it's not something that I have decided on yet. I'm gonna take it as it comes. I'd love to do it. I mean, I've been in 3 Olympics now, and in 2002 I had such a great experience, and really in 2006 I did also. I lost. When you lose, everyone says you did terribly, and when you win, everyone says you did great. It doesn't really matter how everything else went. If you get the medals, it's great. And I feel like I've kind of gone through the process. I'd love to do it again, but it's one of those things that's still a couple years away, and I'm pretty old now, so we'll see.
How old are you?
30.
Yeah, you're really old. You just depressed me. I'm 82 years old. You know what? Thank you so much for making time for us. Bode has helped launch a ski snowboarding social networking site called skispace.com. You should check that out. Bode Miller, thanks a lot for doing it.
Yeah.
When we come back, Cobra Starships here. Stick around.